I'm an entrepreneur. I've had over 30 businesses in my life, probably over 40 businesses in my life. And, some of them last like that. Some of them, like the Fruit Tree program, which we're going to talk about, is 25 years old.
Let's get into the Fruit Tree program. How do you keep something going like that for 25 years in a row without missing a year? It's that consistency thing again.
Yeah, exactly. Persistence. And quite honestly, it makes me a nice living.
There you go.
And it makes my crew, my team, I pay people well. It provides a service. I actually planted my first fruit tree in Phoenix, Arizona in 1975.
Oh,
that was 49 years ago. And then I bought the house that became the urban farm, and I started in earnest growing fruit trees, trying to figure out which ones would work, picking the best ones. So one of my claims to fame with the fruit tree program is I've grown most trees, and I know which ones will do really well and which ones won't.
Yep.
So we don't bring in marginal trees. We just don't do it in our program. And I spent 72 hours smacking my head. It's like, oh shit, there's something that I can call the way that I think.
Right.
Because unsustainability, degenerative, never made sense to me. All right, so the Urban Farm Fruit Tree Program, this is all about education, and everything that I do is first and foremost all about education. We have the Great American Seed Up, which is a seed bazaar that we do every year in a 10,000 square foot room where people can scoop bulk seeds up, open pollinated bulk seeds. Education comes first there. Education comes first in my podcast. You think I'm about education? Okay, this was me when I was 15. And my favorite thing to grow is a fruit tree because you plant it once and you get to harvest food for decades. In fact, at the Urban Farm in Phoenix, Arizona, there were two citrus trees planted in the backyard that had been planted in the 1920s.
Whoa.
And when I left there in 2022, they were still producing.
Man.
That's 100 years of fruit. And if you're getting 100 pounds of fruit off of a citrus tree, which is nothing, do the math on that.
It's crazy.
That is an obscene amount of fruit. That's why I like fruit trees. Here's how the program works. And what I'd love to do is talk to other people that are interested in doing a program like this in their area. So education is first and foremost. And the education looks like this. On the first Saturday of September every year, we do a fruit tree event. Starting with COVID, we started doing them online, and we can touch more people that way. It's a 3-hour event that we do classes and lectures on growing fruit trees. And then in September and October, every single week, we offer a free online class. Free online class on different topics. What you need to know before you buy your fruit trees, what you need to know after you buy your fruit trees, planting, watering, and fertilizing. Oh, this is one of my favorites. 3 ways to kill your fruit trees. And then people have an opportunity to pre-order fruit trees from us. And then we open at our pop-up nursery. Basically, we open for 2 weekends in September for people to come and pick up their pre-ordered citrus trees, and for 3 weekends in January for people to come and pick up their deciduous trees. And then usually 2 or 3 times a year, we do a pop-up supply run. So we'll do a day where people can come and pick up fertilizers and the different things to support them. And then the other thing that we do in this program is we've got three pickup locations in the valley. So if somebody needs mycorrhiza or drip tape or any of the things we sell that are small, you can pick them up on one of our permaculture crews' front doorsteps.
Cool.
So that's essentially how the program works. This is what the lot looks like. And so the deciduous trees come bare root. And this is the best way to buy a fruit tree because you're buying it dormant and planting it where it's going to live the rest of its life without it coming out of dormancy. What happens is with these nursery trees is they buy them bare root, they put them in a pot, they grow them out 3 months. People buy them in that pot, they take it home, they pull it out of the pot, all the soil falls off, the roots drop off, and you put the tree into shock. You can see on the right here, those are our stacked fruit trees, and we put them in rows and cover them with a composted pine bark.
Mm.
You can use rice hulls. There's all kinds of things that you can just put on them. Basically, you're planting them in something to keep their roots wet.
Yeah. Referred to as healing them in sometimes.
Exactly. Thank you. What have we got next? Okay. So, and here's what we supply. So we supply lots of education. You get that? We're
It sounds like
educators.
education is part of it seems.
Big time. We sell trees and plants. We sell organic fertilizers. We sell soil supplements. We give away lots of help. I make for people that are buying fruit trees from me, I make myself available. My full-time job these days, and it usually takes me about 15, 20 hours a week, is answering people's questions about their fruit trees that they bought from us. We are there for them.
Yeah.
We're absolutely there for them. And that, I think, is in big part is what makes our program successful. When customers come on the lot, they have an order. We have 3 rules on the lot. Rule number 1 is be safe. Rule number 2 is have fun. If you're not having fun, if you're grumpy, you're out of here. And rule number 3 in the realm of having fun is don't steal Janice's, she's the manager, purple pen. All right, there's our compost and fertilizer. We are ready. It is March 12th. It is March 12th. Yep, it's March 12th. And this is a whole lot of citrus. This is more citrus than we've ever had before. We got our specialty limes, grapefruit, lemons. Here's all our oranges, some extra peaches and plums back there. Peaches more. Let's see here. These are kumquats and grapefruits. So there's so many of them here. Specialty oranges, mandarins. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so we're ready. We start tomorrow, March 13th at 10 a.m. and Saturday, March 14th at 9 a.m. So there you go. We have moringas. So Urban Farm Pop-Up Nursery this weekend, March 13th, Friday from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. and March 14th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Come and join us. That is our monster tree dolly. You just should come down just to see that. Greg Peterson signing off. Urban Farm Pop-Up Nursery 2015. And it didn't start out that way. The trees include citrus. We got about a dozen different kinds of citrus that we get available. The deciduous trees include apple, peaches, apricots, plums, mulberries, jujubes, figs, and then multiple different kinds of berries that will grow in the desert, and pomegranates, olives, those kinds of things. And as I said earlier, we only bring in stuff that will actually work.
That's the value, I think, of like this regionally adapted tree program, is that you can be very hyper specific and you can choose correct rootstocks, and like you've done, really try out a lot of these or source the information from people who have in your region to determine what's going to work, so your customers aren't left with a dead plant in 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, or one that doesn't produce fruit. Or
right. Yeah.
So I had a beautiful Asian pear in my front yard. It kept getting fire blight, and it would make fruit every year, but I'd get 5 or 10 fruit. The apple tree sitting right next to it, I'd get 200 pounds of fruit. Which is it worth planting a pear tree where you get 5 or 10 fruit? In 1992, 91, I was at Costco and they had bare root peach trees. And I bought a bare root peach tree. I took it home and I planted it in 1991. Fast forward 20 years, I finally took it out. It had never made a fruit. It was the wrong chill hours. I
Yeah.
can't tell you how many people come to me and say, you know, I've got this peach tree in my yard or this apple tree and it's not making fruit. Well, what kind is it? Well, it's such and such kind. It's not going to work here. The bare roots come in bare root. We heal them
Feel them
in
in.
rows. When customers come and show up to pick up their trees, we slowly tease their bare root tree out of the healed in row, and we put them in bags for them to take home with
Got it.
instructions.
Okay.
And we send them home with a 2-page document, which are our crib notes on how to get your tree planted. She took all of our lessons that we've recorded over the years and categorized them and put them in a program that we call Root Camp. Root Camp, your basic training for growing fruit trees in the desert.
Yeah.
So Root Camp will work well for anybody. People say, well, why don't you sell that? It's a master course. There's over 40 lessons. It's like, because I want people to be successful growing fruit trees in their yard, have that for free. And then remember, if you're in the low desert, we have low desert trees. And really, that's what I want you to do. I want you to take in our education and be successful with it, and then, you know, get your fruit trees from us.
And then how do you get the audience? How do you get the eyeballs?
Collect the emails. Be vocal. Yeah, when I was in Phoenix, I was on every radio station, on every TV station, in every newspaper, because I was screaming about it. Here's the way I do it. So I put it out like this and say, check this out. You can do this too. Come here. Come on, check it out. And I'll even tell you how to do it for free. And so that's enticing rather than putting it in people's face. So yeah, just, you know, be kind and generous with it, be happy and fun with it, and you know, talk to people about fruit trees. We had multiple people post Instagram posts last year, and dozens of people came to the lot having not seen our program before to find out more information. We give away free things too. We have our harvest calendar. If you go to harvestcalendar.org,
Yes.
there's a fruit tree harvest calendar that it's a PDF that you can download for free. I have plantingcalendar.org. That's a vegetable planting calendar for the low desert. You know, have those resources available for, they call them lead magnets, you know, and it's infrastructure that you have to set up, but just do it.
It has impacted everything in actuality. I think that in the beginning, when I learned about it, the understanding of every decision I make and how that reflects on my work and my life, it's been helpful in guiding my relationships with others as well, my family, my friends. It's the best thing that came along in my life.